There are days when I forget her face, but never her presence. There are nights when silence surrounds me, yet her name rises softly in my chest, like a prayer I never meant to memorize, but somehow always remember. She is not here beside me yet, not in my arms, not in my life, not in my reality, but in my heart she has always existed. She walks somewhere beneath the same sky, breathing the same air, carrying the same wounds. I whisper to Allah to heal. Somewhere she laughs, but her laughter hides the ache of memories that still sting. Somewhere she wipes tears quiet because the world taught her it is safer to suffer alone than to hope again. And even though she does not know me yet, I still whisper her name at night. Not loudly, not to claim her, but to protect her soul with words she will never hear yet will somehow feel. Because love does not begin at meeting. Sometimes love begins in silence, in patience, in the unspoken promise that one heart makes to another long before destiny allows them to touch. So I pray for her, not because she is mine now, but because one day she will be. I pray for her strength, for her healing, for her peace, for her sleepless nights to soften and her broken pieces to rest. I pray that her heart never loses hope, even when she feels forgotten, even when she feels unworthy, even when she wonders whether love will ever return. And I ask Allah to guide her steps closer to mine slowly, gently, beautifully, without rushing her healing or pushing her before she is ready. One day, she will stand beside me, and I will look at her with the quiet certainty of a man who prayed, waited, and never doubted. She will not know that before she ever called me love, I called her something deeper. Amana, a blessing, a dua whispered in the dark. And when she finally holds my hand, without fear, without hesitation, without pain, I don't rush destiny. I don't chase what isn't meant, and I don't fear what is written for me, because Allah never hides a blessing without preparing the heart to receive. And somewhere in this world, she walks unaware of how deeply her existence already matters to me. She doesn't know that when the moon hangs low over the desert sky, when the horses rest beneath the quiet wind, and the world finally slows, her name becomes a prayer on my tongue. Not loud, not desperate, just steady, like a heartbeat that refuses to forget its purpose. I don't love her yet, not with memories, not with touch, not with shared moments, but with patience, with belief, with the unspoken certainty that souls are guided the way stars guide travelers. She has cried before, cried the kind of tears that burn silently and fall without sound. She has doubted her worth, fought battles no one saw, and questioned whether love was ever meant for someone like her. But she doesn't know. Every tear she cried watered the soil of her becoming. Every heartbreak built the strength she will stand with. Every night she survived alone was a chapter leading her closer to me. And I faced my storms too. Silence taught me. Loss refined me. Loneliness sharpened my heart into something capable of protecting hers. We are not late. We are not lost. We are simply being shaped, so when we finally meet, we will not break each other. We will not repeat history. We will not love with fear. We will love with certainty, with peace, with gratitude, with the quiet understanding that everything before was preparation, not punishment. One day, I will hold her hand and she will look at me with that expression of someone who finally understands why every other love failed. And I will whisper not as a boast, but as a truth written long before breath. You were never forgotten. You were never late. You were always mine, just not yet. Until that day, I keep her in my duas, wrapped in mercy, guarded by fate, and guided by the one who brings hearts together in the perfect time. Because love that is meant never arrives early, never comes late, it arrives exactly when the soul is ready. Sometimes I sit in quiet places where the desert wind speaks and the stars tell ancient stories, and I wonder how many battles she still fights alone. I wonder if she hides her pain behind a smile, if she laughs so no one hears the weight inside her heart, or if she whispers to Allah at night, asking why love never stayed. And though she does not know me yet, my loyalty is already hers. My patience belongs to her future. My heart waits like an Arabian horse, restless, powerful, but trained to move only when the right voice calls. Maybe right now, she still loves someone who never deserved her softness. Maybe she still believes she wasn't enough, when in reality, she was too much heart for someone with too little soul. She doesn't know that her tears are not wasted, that her loneliness is not a punishment, that every unanswered prayer is being rewritten into something greater. She doesn't know that somewhere in this world a man prays for her healing without even knowing her name. I pray she finds strength before she finds me, so when she comes into my life, she comes not as someone broken, but as someone reborn. Because I don't want to be the reason she stands. I want to be the reward for all the times she stood, when she had every reason to fall. One day, when destiny finally decides we have waited enough, I will take her hand, look into her tired eyes, and say words she has never heard from a heart that truly means them. You don't have to fight anymore. You are safe now. Your heart has found home. And in that moment, everything will make sense. The heartbreak, the delays, the silence, the distance, the unanswered prayers. Because love meant by Allah never leaves scars, it heals them. Sometimes I feel her existence without knowing her face, as if her heartbeat echoes through distances I cannot see, but somehow still understand. It is strange how a person you have never met can feel so familiar, like a memory from a life before this life, like a prayer answered before it was spoken. Maybe she is somewhere sitting with her diary, writing words she will never show anyone, because her pain feels too sacred to be read by ordinary hearts. Maybe she wipes her tears quietly so no one asks questions. Maybe she says she's fine just to protect a story no one else deserves to hear. But one day, when our paths finally touch, when destiny unlocks its timing, her silence will finally make sense. I will tell her gently, you never cried alone. Allah heard every tear, and He was preparing me to love the parts of you even you couldn't love. I don't want to replace her past. I want to heal it. I don't want to erase her scars. I want to honor them. I don't want to be the light she needs. I want to be the peace she deserves. Because she is not just someone I am waiting to meet. She is someone my soul already chose, long before life introduced us. And when she finally stands before me, tired, soft, guarded, and beautiful, I will not rush her. I will not pressure her. I will not demand her trust. I will simply stay. Stay until her shaking heart steadies. Stay until her fears fall quiet. Stay until her tears turn to smiles. Stay until she looks at me and finally understands. Some people fall in love suddenly, but not me. My love didn't arrive in a moment. It grew in silence, in patience, in faith. I don't know her voice yet, but I know her emotion. I haven't seen her eyes, but I felt her sadness. I haven't held her hand, but I've already held her future in prayer. Sometimes, late at night, I wonder if she's awake, staring at the ceiling, thinking she is unloved, unseen, forgotten. If only she knew she is already chosen, already written in my destiny like a secret only time has the right to reveal. She probably thinks love left her. She probably thinks the world forgot. She probably thinks her heart is too broken for someone to stay. But one day, when Allah decides the moment is right, our lives will collide in a way neither of us expects. And on that day, when her eyes meet mine, She will finally understand why every door before me closed, why every goodbye felt heavy, why her